You mentioned you had to chase the game after that strong start from Halifax. Clearly no panic from the players in what looked like a very good composed performance.
Yeah, you'd be disappointed if they panicked. There's some smart footballers out there. I think we just went to what we've wanted to do for a while. You know, we're a good team when we're a little bit boring and we kick the ball well, and that just puts pressure on other teams. And you get to the right end of the field and we've got too many good players, and our halves are starting to swing into action, and we scored some really good tries.
How important were those two quick fire scores from Aribi Doro and Wonga Blake? 'Cause it sort of meant you weren't chasing the scoreboard at all. Did it kind of reset any nerves?
But that's the way the game goes, mate. You know, it's they're allowed to have a say in the game. You know, they beat Toulouse here and they went really close against York, so it was a home fixture, wasn't it? Because they've been pretty comfortable here, and we understood the nature of the threat. You know, we worked really hard on what they do and what they don't do, and in the main, I thought we controlled them defensively, and then offensively, I just think we had too much in the locker room.
How pleased are you just to restrict?
Yeah, very pleased.
Halifax just to that one try from Adam Tangata?
Yeah, very pleased. I think it's important that you understand that Nofaluma has been going really, really well for them, and threw Woodburn Hall into the mix off the bench. He was quick, and they've had a lot of players that are playing really well, and so the nature of our victory for me is a stark lesson as to how we need to go about our business.
How important, in your mind, in your eyes, Brian, was it to get that Jayden Okunbor try 4 minutes into the second half, right at the start of the second half?
It's a byproduct of all the other things that we're asking them to do. You know, in the run-in, you know, we've hopefully got 6 or 7 or 8 games left, whatever it is, I can't remember now, but you have to do certain things, and they've bought into it, certainly in the second half. The byproduct of that first 4 minutes is on the back of what we've been asking them to do, which is try and march down the field and contain a team.
And under that sort of Bradford ascendancy, momentum, how pleased are you personally, Brian, that your side, when Halifax tried to take the game down that alley into that dark place, that your side didn't lose their composure?
Well, I think it's important. It's not composure probably, it's patience and understanding that it's okay to finish a set with a kick instead of trying to try and score every time. And I think that message, I think Joe Keys' kicking game tonight was the best it's been for a while, and he deserves the credit for that. Tom Holmes probing around, both the nines went really well, Lily and Mitch. And Luke Cooley chimed in as well, so the instability of that we're not having a spine all year is becoming apparent. You know, Mulluka hold up their team, but I have to say the forwards again did a magnificent job, accompanied by the outside backs. I thought Oppenberg and Armitage. So I'm probably giving a full roster of the team there. I thought it was a great team effort.
How pleased are you though you saw that ruthless streak when Halifax lost Will Calcott for 10 minutes in the bin? You scored those 2 tries and 12 points to ultimately put the game to bed.
I don't think it's a ruthless streak. It's just a streak saying, if we get to the right end of the field, we can score points. And it's the process of doing that. It's the process of transition. It's the process of everybody moving when they kick the ball against us. Which on some, you know, we got caught a couple of times in the first half. We didn't get caught in the second half.
Just on Kieran Gilchrist, he gets flattened by Will Calcott, and then moments later he's scoring and dancing around. You know, after scoring a try, what does that say about, I guess, his mental toughness? You know, your players' mental toughness. That, you know, they want to stay out there on the field.
Yeah, it was a great try. He turns up as Gilly. I think he's playing particularly well at the moment, and I think, you know, there's lots of Ferrari and saying what he would do at, you know, halfway in the middle part of the season, and he deserves all the plaudits he gets because what he's done is decide to be the best version of him he can be, and that best version will always be in that team.
And I'm kind of guessing, whilst he's playing well and the rest of the 3 quarters are playing well, George Tafua named in the squad again, he's just got to be patient waiting for his opportunity and chance.
Well, he's like everybody else. It's the first time we've had that through the year other than at the start, and I think I've mentioned that in previous previews for games and reviews. When we get our full squad on and there's competition for places, we're a handful.
You've mentioned that spine, you've praised Joe Keys, and I think Tom Holmes as well, had 2 tries from kick assists with the boot. How do you see that evolving and, you know, developing moving forward?
Was it not evolved already?
Well, it
Been
clearly,
big for the last 3 weeks, so
it clearly
that's kind
has.
of like evolving, isn't it?
It clearly has from the Oldham game, but do you see that getting better and better?
I hope so, definitely. I think an element, so if the point is, can we improve and can we be a bit more patient? Yeah, I think we can. I think there's a few more players on the edge that would like to do. But that involves the nines, you know, Mitch and Jordan, that they're going to make good decisions from there too.
You've played in these games as a player. Does this win tonight mean something more than usual?
Not really. I think the reason it means a lot more for us tonight is because we've applied some of our running rules that we have, and I think it shows that if we do that, we're difficult to beat.
I know it's now 3 wins on the bounce, Brian. In the past, your sides at the business end have dealt with and managed that pressure. This win now puts Bradford second in the table because Toulouse have the bye. How pleased are you with that progress now?
Well, it's 6 games to go, is it? 5 games?
Five
5 games to go, and then whatever playoffs, hopefully 2 games there. If you not do it this time of the year, it's a difficult season. You know, we're going good, and we can go better, which I think is the message to the players when we review on Monday. They're a tight-knit group. And you have to say, as a whole, our season's going pretty well. We're in the business end now, so let's focus on that.
Just a final one from me. There's rumours abound. You're bringing in Chris Earl, Jack Oman, Roy, potentially Ethan Ryan. There's loads of speculation. Do you expect any movement this coming week, Brian?
I hope so, but I've been expecting movement for 6 weeks. So, you know, we're still working feverishly behind the scenes. I think that's the word, but who knows?
I know you can't say who's signing until the club announce it, but do you anticipate some exciting news forthcoming?
I don't anticipate any news. It's when nothing's done, nothing's done. When it's done, then I get excited. I got that horrible old man streak in me that thinks, well, it doesn't name on a piece of paper, you haven't done anything.
With there only being 5 games left, Brian, just how important is that to bolster the squad ahead of the deadline? How big a boost would that give the team going into that massive running?
I think the win tonight is the local bragging rights again comes our way. Halifax has knocked us off on a few occasions, so that this is not a criticism of Halifax. They're a very proud club as we are, but you know the pressure is on in local derbies. Halifax fans turned up in numbers tonight and made it a great atmosphere. I thought it was I'm a big fan of the Friday night situation. I hope we can start dragging more and more people to see what we're going to come up with at the end of the year, and it would give us a lot of support. So in the scheme of the competition, it's just another 2 points, and I know that sounds a little bit, I don't know the word is, it sounds a little bit niche of me to say that, but it's not, it's a good win because of what we did in the second half and the way that we played.
Yeah, 4,500 here tonight.
Yeah, brilliant.
That's outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. We need more. Let's bring back start saying that we're playing good football here. We've got some exciting moments. Going to have some exciting moments still towards the back end of the year. Let's see if we can rabble rouse and get some of the people that have not been coming here to come back and have a look at what we're doing.
You know, I played some good football, Brian. You mentioned Keysy. How lethal is that tactic? You've got such tall lads out on the edge. How lethal is that? Joe's such an accurate kicker. Such big, strong lads out there. And we saw how effective it was tonight, I guess.
We do have some giants. I describe them as giraffes on the wings. Why wouldn't you kick to them? But we've not been. We've gone away from it a little bit. And there are other strategies that we need to put into place. I just think if we finish sets well and we put the ball where we want it, it makes the next defensive set incredibly important, but incredibly a whole lot easier, believe it or not, if you know where the ball is going to, and you can. Big believer in you have to win plays 1, 2 and 3 then defensively, so you can't do one without the other. You can't kick the ball well like Joe Keys kicks it and then not back that up with good defence, and we did both tonight. Yeah,
we saw that, and they've got their threats. Louis says playing well, got great half-back partnership as well. Just how pleased were you that you shut them out second half? It really was no way through for them, really.
I was disappointed with the first half score on the kick, because basically bisected Jade Knockenberg and Luke Hooley. I still think we could have dealt with it, but I thought we looked really strong defensively. I confess to they threw a lot of shapes at us right throughout the game, but I thought we handled them really, really well.
Obviously, you mentioned you thought the forwards were outstanding. That interchange bench is so strong. Just how big an impact is that, of the fact that you've got that strength to call on off the bench?
They've been making such a difference, the bench, and we kind of rebooted it. I spoke to Greeny a few weeks ago, and said, listen, we're perhaps not paying enough attention to our bench of what it's doing and what it's not doing. So we shuffled things around, and I have to say, I think in the last few weeks the bench has been outstanding.
What they do is really good. The outside backs were generally very, very good. Odd times might have been, especially if there's a bit of overplaying. Is that something you want the lads to work on, flinging passes when maybe they don't need to, or is that just?
Well, it's two things, two different. So at the start of the first half, I thought we overplayed and it cost us field position. And it takes you 2 or 3 or 4 sets to get that field position back. So there's a lesson first learned at first. The referee in the touch, he missed a shock in the second half when they got a scrum feed when it should have been our scrum feed. But you have to take them in there. Whatever was thrown at us, decision-wise or Halifax-wise, I thought we handled well tonight.
We saw Gilly take that head knock. Zach took one, he passed that thankfully. How are the lads after those blows?
Yeah, they're all right. Clearly we take stock on Monday when they come back. But there were 2 decent head knocks at the top.
Yeah, no, definitely. And obviously for you guys, does that do anything psychologically going from third to second? Second is such a big thing compared to third, given what it means to the playoffs, or is it just one game at a time?
It has to be one game at a time, because next Friday, and I don't want to take away from the great result tonight. They deserve to enjoy that tonight. We've got a team that's in super form, Doncaster, who are bashing themselves to get above Halifax and get in the 6. So that's a great thing. I mentioned it before. The good thing about the championship is if you underestimate anybody, they'll get you. And so, but I just think we've got a really good team, and people should recognise that as well.
Great stuff, cheers, Brad.
Thank you.
The last couple of times you've had a game here on a Friday night, it's followed a Sunday game away, but the fact you've now got Friday to Friday, I mean, does that couple of extra days turnaround, is that going to make any difference going into next week?
I hope so. Halifax didn't have a short turnaround, they went Friday. I've been bemoaning how many times we get the players in all year, because of the different schedules. I really like Friday nights. But with short turnarounds, when people are working as well, it means you get one crack at them through the week. And finding ways to get the players in for extra work. But this time of the year, it's about finding some form, keeping the players happy, understanding that they're physically okay, and making sure that they're ready for whatever's next. I think going Friday will enable them to have the weekend off, which all the family boys will like as well.
Yeah, and just going into this game, obviously the news came out on Monday about expanding Super League. Bradford were one of the names that were always being mentioned. Yeah. Did that make preparations for this week difficult to sort of try and get people to put that to the back of their minds and just focus on tonight's game?
I spoke about it with the players. We had to speak about it with the players on Wednesday when we got them in for the one session after the Sunday. Basically nothing changes for us and our outcome, that we've just got to finish as high as we possibly can in the league ladder, and that's still our aim. And then the powers that make that decision will let us know, hopefully at some stage before the start of next season, if it's us or if it's not. I think it's difficult, but the reality is nothing has changed for us, and I kind of impress that upon the players that whatever you want to do or whatever your outcomes for this year is always still attainable.
Yeah, I mean, as a club, have you sort of been told what the sort of time scale is between now and any decision being made?
No.
So just carrying on as you are and... Carry on
regardless. I think it was a film, wasn't it?
So many.
What can you do? I'm not criticising, it's just an observation that it's difficult for whoever eventually gets the nod. We've no idea who it's going to be. Whoever gets the nod will be behind the 8 ball, so I hope they factor that into next season if it's Super League. If not, it's Championship.
Just one final one, Brian.
Yeah.
Eben Scare, 100th career appearance tonight. Just your thoughts on that, his contribution over the years for the club?
Oh, outstanding. He came through the ranks. I think he was a rugby union player originally. I really value Evan's contributions to our performances. I think he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I'm not saying I think he's a smart footballer. I think he makes a difference to us, and so yeah, I'm thrilled that it's 100. I hope he does another 100.